Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ken Digest and I'm coming live from our home village in East Africa, Kenya. And let me just invite you all to the channel, for the new subscribers and also for the returning viewers. I'm always grateful for the support. And it's been a very sunny day since morning. You know, we are beginning the actually we are in the second month, and you know, it's a little bit sunny for today. But since the year began, it was a little bit raining. That's why I was really skeptical about the short rains, because if it rains in January, it means there's something that it's gonna happen, whether if the rains will come a little bit late or not. But I think for that time we'll tell. And recently we've been constructing our dream house, which is in front of me, for those that have been following. And in front of the house we have our kitchen garden, although you might not really see it clearly. When we were starting building, most of you thought maybe it was a bush, because around this place we had some fence. You see this fence? So you see this fence? So this was my grandparents' compound. The fence reached somewhere here, because this was their compound. And you know, my grandfather had paddocks. My grandfather had cattle, because while he was alive, there was a time he told us that he married my grandma with 19 cows. So you can really tell how much cows he had. So he had paddocks. So for this whole area, I know you might not see it all now because of the vegetations and some vegetables, but this was one of his paddocks. This fence was extending all the way to that part. The house you are seeing is my uncle's place, so that was also another paddock going the other side. And also there's my uncle over there, two on this side. So my granddad had paddock surrounding his home, so that's why you are seeing some spaces like this. And we've been planting vegetables for, like, I think for the last 4 years over here. And I'm seeing my mom is harvesting something. Let's go and see what she's harvesting. So this whole place used to be places for cows, just for eating. And I think the largest one was on the other side of the compound. I haven't really gone there. I've never really actually done a video, but maybe hopefully one day we'll head over there. So this is my mom over here harvesting groundnuts. Yes. So for those that are new to gardening, yeah. So this is groundnut. You split it. If you split it, you find let me try. You see, you find nut. So this is a nut. So my mom is busy over here under the shade. This is a avocado tree. So in the nearby future, I know we'll be having some avocados over here. So this is how we usually get our peanuts. And without even, because mostly if you go to the retail shops, maybe like a supermarket, you find peanuts, but for them I know they have preservatives. But if you plant groundnuts, harvest it like this, and go and crush it to make peanuts, I doubt if you'll maybe put preservative, because groundnut itself lasts. As long as you store it in a very good condition, it will last. And also there's also a way people cook it, because after you've made peanut out of it, there's a way my grandma usually makes it. She really likes it. So she adds after you've already grinded it to form a peanut, she boils water, add it on water, then stir for a while as she adds milk. So she keeps stirring that way, until the final how do I say, the final output. English is kind of hard, but after she's done, maybe it can take like 20 minutes or 30 or more, depending on the quantity. After she's done, it's usually so sweet and she really loves it. Over here we call it magira. Yeah, so I know for the locals that are watching, I know you know it, and for the foreigners, maybe you can just check it out. Maybe it's a new recipe for your dinner. You might decide to prepare it. It's not that hard, because I've mentioned once you've grinded the nuts, you boil water until it boils, you add it in water, so you stir as you add milk. So I don't know whether it's fresh milk or mama magira chai ketoga chakma fresh. Yeah, so it's not fresh milk, it's the other milk, the one that looks like yogurt, fermented milk. Yeah, so maybe you can try it out, and maybe you like it. Over here we eat it, we usually eat it with potatoes. So it's a very, very nutritious food, and you can eat it for breakfast, for lunch or supper, because it's a very heavy meal. If you've tried it, I know you know, but it's a very nice, nutritious, heavy meal. And yeah, those are the type of food we grew up eating, because you know, my grandma, she's very traditional, and she's I think she's in his late 80s, yeah, or mid 80s, because even for her, she doesn't know her age. So usually the last time, I think my uncles tried to know more about her age. I think if I guess, she's in her late 80s or mid 80s. Yeah, but she still can cook. She can work in the compound, but not for long. Yeah, so I know I've given some of you a new recipe. Go and try it out. And also, you see, we are trying to clear this place. Usually we add more vegetables, more than this, actually, because I told you our parents are farmers, so we add a lot. But because we are building, and maybe soon, before the year ends, they will have moved in, or even before mid-year. Yeah, so they've been trying to plant grass, and this has been done by only my mom. She's the one who always is interested in the compound. And I think because over at Nastor's place, both Miss Flair and Nastor usually collaborated and decided on how to make their compound look good. But over here, my mom is the manager, she's the director, so she's the one. I think once we are done with the house, she will now start to concentrate more on the compound. Although for now, she's still planting grass on it. So you see how this grass extends to the other end, this other side, and also the way on the sides. Although in the middle we have some vegetables still, but also on the other side she has planted some grass. And this is the serrated one. People love this type of grass. You see how it looks. So usually when it has grown, it's usually nice, green, cool, especially if you have trees around. The grass usually very cool. You can walk barefoot even the whole day, no need for shoes. But I usually see the culture is a little bit different, because mostly people from US, I'm not trying to be right, but you know, through the internet we see a lot. So Usually I see most foreigners, let me just put it that way, like shoes a lot. Here in Africa, people love to walk barefooted, not because we lack, but I think that's how we've been brought up. So in some foreign countries, you find people walking in the house with shoes. Although in Kenya, some people are starting to accept that culture, but there is also another one where people now, you can find someone on bed with shoes. I don't know whether I'm right, but yeah, in some cultures it's that way, but over here if you do that, then now you're looking for trouble for yourself. So my mom has planted a lot. You see these flowers over here, everything planted in terms of maybe flower, tree, grass, it's her. And I think my dad helped her to plant the mangoes, a little bit of fruit, because my dad likes fruit. And Shaki was telling me that he's hoping for a day when he'll just wake up and only prepare fruit for breakfast, not milk, no tea bags, no coffee, just pure fruit. And maybe hopefully one day will reach. That day will reach. Yeah, so over here has been her kitchen garden. Not really kitchen garden, but her nursery. Planting flowers over here, waiting for them to mature. Yeah. And I think both of them are doing a remarkable job. And also for us, I'm seeing our Amazons have already gone for lunch. Our place is just next to the road and also next to the junction with a lot of shops and hotels. So usually when we have Masons, because it always gets very tedious to cook every now and then for my mom, so we can decide for them to go for just an hotel next to the compound and just simply come back. Because if you cook, sometimes you have more than 10 Masons and now cooking for them each and every day, it's usually tiresome. And I think I also understand, so usually take a break for I think 1 hour, then come back. Mr. Liam. So these are the process, the stage that they've reached, because they have to put it first, the frame, the window I mean, to gauge the frame first. So they're putting it with the stick, then later on they'll come and cement it. And our door is over here. Really nice door, very strong. I had someone commenting that we have very strong doors. Actually the doors are really strong, really strong, and you can tell by the weight. Yeah, so in the morning I asked my dad on the plan of his windows, the design, because I was just asking to figure out what they had, the idea they had, because I don't want to deviate them from their original plans, how they want it to be. And my concern was about, let me just show you now, because there's so many ways you can design a window frame, not the window frame I mean, sorry for that. So some people put cement concrete, then paint it. For example, if this one is a window, usually this part of the window, there's usually a frame. So most people just use cement concrete, then later paint it the color of their choice. Some people use clay. Don't know whether I'm making sense. They usually this type of clay that looks like a roofing tile, and most of them are usually red or maroon or gray, depending on the color. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about in a few minutes, but let me look for a window that have already been installed. Yeah, let us go at the back. I'm seeing the window. Yeah, so this, the window for the dining hall is big enough to explain. So you see this part, see this small space over here. So there's usually an extension coming all the way to this towards me, and it's either concrete or clay. And I just before they started, I told my dad that because I want them to put it clay, it really looks nice. And over here in our village, they are not, I've never seen a factory, a clay factory I mean, only because I've stayed in the city for a while when I was at school, and there's a specific place known as clay works. For those that are viewing, for the locals, I know you know it. And I think once they're done with the windows, installing them, I'll also try as much as possible to go and go over there and just see, because when you put clay, it's a different design now. It makes the house really looks very nice. Let me just show you, because my uncle, you know, is the one who usually is the one that his house, we've been using his house because he was the first person who built, actually he was the firstborn. So when he built his house, I think the brothers now admired. So my second uncle also built using stones. So my dad also decided, why not him? Let us build also using stone. And the way he did his house was so perfect. The house was built in the early 90s, around 91, 92, before I was even born. And this guy had everything in mind. You see this part, this one is not concrete cement. This one is concrete clay, and it's maroon, not red. You see how it looks? Let me just show you in the veranda. So because I'm making I have a project on making my bike, so I think once I'm through with it, I'll use it as a means of transport, just to move around, look for the materials, and just making it easy to search for what I need. So you see this part, you see how this part is looking so nice. So these ones are clay, concrete. You can easily break them if you want to, because they're not so hard like cement, and they really look nice with the stones. So that's why I was saying I wanted them to just leave the space such that when I come with the clay, they'll be able to fit. The only thing we need is just to measure how much feet, because when you're building, mostly people use feet. So you can use feet first, calculate the total feet that you need, go to the clay works stations, pick the materials, then come back. So maybe I can go then, because I'll do that as a part of my maybe adventure, go in some places maybe that I want to, then later on go to Playworks, check the price, everything. And because I've gone to the factory, maybe I'll get a discount, then maybe order some. Yeah, so it's been very busy day, because the masons started around 10 in the morning, and they're still continuing. I'm seeing the work it's gonna extend till tomorrow, because even the day after tomorrow, because they have not put this side of the house, and also the doors, because the windows alone are like 16 windows. So for now they've only placed them, they've not cemented them. So if they come back from lunch, they'll start cementing the ones they've done. Then where they'll reach, they'll wake up tomorrow, come, put the windows back and the doors. Then maybe the day after tomorrow, they'll come back again and cement all of them. So maybe, if I guess or estimate, is like 2 to 3 days work. Most probably the third day they'll really finish very early, maybe by midday. But that's our hope. We want them to complete so that we can also have at least, because we will have told ourselves that at least one, we've made a progress. And immediately after that, we'll start the plastering. We'll put on the PVCs, because we had already bought the requirements that our electrician told us, whom is our cousin. So he will be just working at home, because she's staying with my grandma. So doing that will be easy. Not let's say, for example, you have to move from point A to B. For him, he just wakes up and continue working. So I think it will be so easy for him. And also we'll just see how it will look after maybe plastering. We have to do the floor also, but I'm guessing we'll start with the living room first, because it's a little bit low, and we have to raise it to some height, because we don't want it to be very low. We really want, if it's really possible, the floor should go down only one course, because we did on the foundation also we did courses, so we only need one course. One course is like it's not that big. One course is like only this part. Yes, only this one stone. I think that one is enough. Nobody can't fall. So we'll do the living room. We have some ballasts that are still remaining, and we'll see how it will look. So this is where they are. I think this is where they are mixing, and our sand has started working just right today, because I'm seeing sand over here. So this is where they're picking the sand. Actually, it's just near the house, making it very easy picking it. This is the white sand, and also our ballast. Yeah. So these are the parts that they managed to finish. So at the back, and also on the other side going this way. And yes, the concrete is still wet. I know maybe by tomorrow at a time like this it will be a little bit dry. So this point was the place I was talking about. So maybe after they've already done the windows and the whole place is now dry, we'll be able to place some clay. I don't know whether the name is it clay bricks, something like that, but for the windows, for the window frame only. So most people put them just on the lower part of the windows. Yeah, so actually this is not the final color for the windows, because I'm seeing this color is almost close to this one. If you see this one and they're almost the same, but we'll paint them maroon, a color close to this one. I know this is red, but they're gonna be painted maroon or and the frame over here maroon. I don't know, because it's a combination maroon and white, so this part, the frame, will be maroon all round. Yeah, so this is how it looks. And also the one for the kitchen. So these other ones haven't been installed yet, maybe tomorrow. And I'm seeing it's around almost it's 5 actually in the evening, and I'm seeing it's almost as if it's like it's gonna rain. I hope it rains, because we don't have water, because if you're doing construction, water is always used in plenty. And also apart from that, for the domestic use, and majorly because I planted some trees, some pine trees, and because the water levels are in the boreholes, the water levels have really dropped. So if it rains, I know at least we're gonna have water. So, and also the rain will water my seedlings. They have already grown now, but not that much. Maybe if I wait for like 2 months, I'm planning by the time we'll be planting, by the time the planting season begins, they will have really grown. I don't know the cost, because I'm seeing these seedlings are really a lot. They are a lot, so probably I'll have to even, you see how they, so this is how they look like. So this one are 2 seedlings, and I also planted some this one is a jacaranda tree. This one is a jacaranda tree, the ones that we have in the compound. So I planted 2 of them, one on this seed bed, the other one is over there. So for the jacarandas, I will plant them in the compound, and also for the pine trees, I'll give some I'll have to sell, just to at least pay me back for the effort, because this is over here is consistency and hard work, because I usually give them water both in the evening and in the afternoon. So 20 liters in the evening, because there were so many, there were like over 10,000 seeds, so I had to give them water, because well, if they are coming out, if they are germinating, they really need water. So I'll start reducing. I even started like some few days ago, where I started giving them 10 liters in the evening, and also 10 liters in the morning. So as they grow up, because pine trees don't really require much water, so as they grow up, I'll reduce the amount of water I'm giving them, because the reason why they're not common is because they're really hard to grow, and that's because their roots are oftenly affected, and if they develop root rot, that's the end of the tree or the seedling. So that's why it's usually very hard to find them, especially in our area, and that's why I'm really planting them. I don't know, maybe time will tell if I'll sell, but the main motive was just to plant as many as possible, and also to give some that I can't, even for my friends. There are some that I'll transport. I'm hoping by the time they'll be like, because I'm planning to plant them while they are 30 centimeters and above, so hopefully by that time I'll be done with the motorbike, such that I'll be just transporting them. I have my few aunts around, sisters to my dad, so if I want to go to their place comfortably without relying on anyone, the bike will be the best option. So I'll just carry them, call them, ask them how much they want, then transport, because I have a lot. I have so much, yeah. And also some I'll take to, because my primary school is just next to our home, just a few meters, and also a secondary school next to it. So some I'll take to the primary school I went to. The head teacher that was still who was there at the time is still there, so it's gonna be easy, because you know we are close family friends. So there are some I'll plant in my primary school, some I'll plant to our secondary school just next to our home. So I think that way people at least will remember me. But I'm not doing this for that. I'm doing this so that we can have as many trees, especially this type of trees that are not common in our village. And you know, the best thing is that they are commonly for timber, and as well you can use them for firewood, but they are mainly for timber. And also, you know, for the door frames that we bought, the type of tree is called cedar. That's why even for fencing, people usually say cedar post, but they don't know where the name comes from. The name comes from a tree called cedar something. I'll just research it and get more knowledge about it. So it's called cedar tree something, yes. And also the tree is so rare to find. In this area you can't really find them, and they're usually the best. Bees, not really bees, but termites really don't really attack them, because even some cedar posts in our compound have been on the fence for more than 25 years. Some are even 35 years old, cedar posts, and they're still standing. We have a lot of termites affecting our wooden structures, but you can rarely find termite eating a cedar post. So I think I'm also I'll try to find some seeds, because I like buying seeds, because they come in plenty. Because if you go for the seedlings, they are usually very expensive. Someone might sell one seedling for like $3, $4, $5. So that's why I usually tend to like or go for the seedlings, because a seedling for, let's say for instance, a pine tree like this, because I googled before I even planted this, one goes for 500 Kenya shillings, which is like approximately for $4.50 or $5 at most, depending on the size which you are buying. So for the cedar post tree, I will plant some, because you know me, I like trees that are meant for timber, because I really like maybe in future I really need timber. So I think this is the perfect time to plant. And yeah, I don't know how long they take, but hopefully they don't take longer than this. You know, these ones takes like 15 to 20 years to mature. Yeah. And even at some point I'll look for mahogany tree. I know it's I know they don't grow in certain areas or certain places or certain types of environment, but I'll try to plant some. I know they're also usually expensive, so for those I'll plant in my grandma's compound. Yeah, so I know maybe after 40 years they'll be mature. 50 I won't be around, but the people that will be around, I know they'll really appreciate the effort that we placed. But all in all, I'm seeing the signs of rains are almost it's almost raining. Let it rain, please. The sky has really changed. It was a little bit sunny, but now it's so cloudy with some cold. It's like it's even raining in our neighboring communities. But let it rain. Yeah. Yeah, so guys, usually at this time is when we take our cattle back home. So usually we take them every morning to the farm. Usually there's a space for grazing, because if you leave them in the compound, they'll finish the grass meant for the calves. See how, yes. Wow, so today we are supposed to, because we are in February, most people start planting in March. So we have I know once the fodder over here is complete, we'll start plowing, and we have some bulls. That's the best part of it. So there usually some villagers who always come to help with the work. So one of our cow has got lost, so I'll probably take these ones home as we search for the other one. Yes. So today I'm seeing we took our cows away from the compound. No, they usually fodder in this place. These dry stems for maize plant are the best for if you are milking a cow. Yes, so I'm heading back home. The cattle have already run, and I think this is the time I say goodbye to you guys as we wait for night time or bedtime or supper time. Yeah, so I'm still hoping the rains come at night though, because I'm feeling a very cold wind. So maybe probably it will rain. I'm going to gamble and not give my trees water, since I gave them enough water in the morning. So I'm gonna gamble. So, yeah, so let me end my video for today. Wherever you are, take care of yourselves, take care of your friends, your families, because this is also the time when the masons are also finishing their work. Actually, they've like done half of the house, maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, around 7 windows, 8, and there are 16 windows. So maybe probably tomorrow they'll complete the windows, then the next day come and just finish it all, including the cementing them on the wall. Yeah, then we'll start plastering. So take care of yourself, and let's meet in my next video. Bye bye.